on StreamYard, and I know it takes about 15 seconds for YouTube to catch up. So I'll go ahead and start my my welcome speech here anyway, because nobody's listening anyway. Welcome, live from the crossroads of America, a 1-hour talk show, Shooting with Disabilities. We talk guns, politics, or anything else if it crosses my mind to. We'll answer questions from the audience. Just type it in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We are broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube. So I believe we're on gun channels. I did set it all up. So I don't know if anybody's watching, but we no, there's nobody over there yet. So, well, Snobweiss is the first in the chat today. How you doing? Welcome. And your boyfriend's already here too. So things are going good. You know? All right. You can see I've got I have a Patreon account, and I've had no problems with Patreon, and I'm not giving it up. They have no problem with me, and I have no problem with them. So there we go. That's the end of that one. Okay. I got a panel today of we'll introduce you to him. The first person on top of my panel here is Patriot in the Dark. How you doing?
I am doing great, Rick. Thanks for having me. So hopefully I'm coming loud and clear today.
You are. Thank you. Then we got the one and only Kingpin.
Hey, Rick. Thanks for having me, brother.
No problem. Then, of course, we got the working man up on the roof, the Squib. How you doing?
Yeah, I haven't quite made it to the roof yet. Looks like rain, so might be cut short. Then again, this is Michigan. It might look like rain, then the sun comes out.
Yes. I can imagine that. All right, gentlemen. I have some topics for today. We're waiting a bit longer to a few more people show up before we announce those things you wanted to talk about, Kingpin. All right. Those are public service announcements. So, all right. I was sent this by one of our listeners, Dead Horse. He said topics we could talk about, shooting with neck and back issues with rifles. Okay, now everybody knows I went squirrel hunting a couple of weeks ago. I nearly died with all the walking with my back, but I made it, and it was the next day that I was hurting so bad. But I don't know if I mentioned it. I did take my cousin he said he took my cane from me. He says, "Let me have your cane here." He says, "You can use this for a cane." Because I only need a cane for, it's more security, and sometimes I might look like I'm losing my balance, and I'll put it down to steady myself. It's more like a security blanket, really. But he gave me an old, he made it himself out of a piece of hickory, an old shooting stick, because I realized when we were practicing before we left, standing up, holding the rifle up, I couldn't stand there. I couldn't hold it steady enough because my back would I would start shaking because of my back, the pain. Not so much the pain in it, but it was hard to hold it steady. But with the shooting stick and resting that on the shooting stick, I held it pretty steady. So I realized that if I go shooting, I got to take a shooting stick with me to hold it steady, because I can't do it just standing up there. I suppose I could lean against throw it across a branch, or lean against a little twig sticking out of a tree or something to do it. But I figured a shooting stick would be, at least I know I have it there. So, I mean, I know the rest of you don't have these issues, but there's nobody else in the chat that Snob's wife says she can't do it with back issues. So you can't do a rifle with it, huh? the back issues. Yeah, I said without the shooting stick, I wouldn't be able to do it either. But what I'm hoping for is when my supposed back brace that they ordered for me gets here, God knows where it is. I thought it would be here by now. Will make it easier for me to walk. Then, because I wear one now, but it's more. I mean, for lack of a better word, it's more like a girdle, and it's good for maybe for about an hour. Then after that, it sort of loses its, I don't know, its tightness or whatever. I could tighten it up, but it just doesn't work now. It's good for about an hour. Then I might as well take it off because I don't feel it has any effect. So, Jason's joined us, yonder, Texas. Raphael, how y'all doing? So there we go. We got people showing up. I think more likely is Yankee's chat still going? That could be hurting me right now.
Yeah, Yankee, G, and Matt are all.
Is that chat still going?
I think so. It was. I don't.
Man, at 6:30, he said he was going to shut it down. That's when I left. So I was listening to him because I was hoping for some juicy stuff, but didn't get any. So
your back brace is a stretchy, or does it have metal pieces in it?
No.
Okay.
It's stretchy, just like a girdle. Really, it's. I said it's good for about an hour. That's why they've ordered me another one that sort of. It's. I don't know if it's metal in it or polymer, but it's going to be stiffer across the back there to hold it. And I can and it will have things on it I can pull to tighten it up if I need to. Now,
something like that, is that something that you drive with? I mean, it's just something that you wear and then that's.
Oh, I'll be able to drive.
Doesn't affect anything else.
No, I can drive with it and everything with it. Oh yeah. So, but it will help. I mean, what it would do, it will help me. It will help me walk better. Actually, what it would do would actually make me stand more upright right now, because I'm starting to lean over with the cane. I'm starting to lean over like an old man, And you see the people in Walmart who are leaning on their shopping carts, walking around, the ones with bad backs and stuff like that. And I don't want. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that so bad. I'm trying to be normal. But it's it's hard. It really is. So
so the rifles that you're shooting, are they small bore? I didn't catch
that.
On
the squirrel shooting, yeah. It's a 22.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but any rifle I hold up there. I mean, I shot his. He had a Winchester. I can't remember what model it was because he has so many, but he had a 30-30 and then he had another bolt action 30-08. I shot those. I can't hold any. I can't hold any up. That's just that. I mean, even if, be honest with you, firing even if I had to hold a handgun up in front of me, looking down the sights for a long time, I was standing, it would give me trouble after a while, But normally you're not. Well, I know you can hunt with a handgun. People do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. So I mean, that's one of the issues I have on this question here. I don't think the rest of you had any. I mean, none of you in the chat here have back problems, do you? With it like that? Anybody?
No,
I know you go deer hunting. You don't have no problems with your back and shooting like that, do you?
No, this year was the first year I had arthritis in my elbow and my shoulder while holding a rifle for prolonged periods of time. I'd never experienced that before. I don't get any back pain yet. I mean, usually if I'm carrying a lot of heavy stuff or doing some sort of something strenuous for a long period of time, I'll get pain in my upper back temporarily, but it'll go away. But I figure at some point in my life, the arthritis will make it into my back, and I'll have to figure out something like what you've done.
Yeah, yeah. I said, yeah. I mean, and I was looking. I was looking at. I've been looking at shooting sticks online. See what I like. You know, because the one I had was, I mean, that one he made out of the old hickory was just one piece. I mean, you can buy them now that they're, you know, like tripod, but when you're walking and stuff, it all collapses into one piece, which I could use for like to help me, you know, to steady me. Then when I get to where I'm going, they open up real fast. It's not, you know, you sort of hit a button and all three legs pop out and you just plunk it down and off you go. So, I mean, but they're not cheap either. So that's what I'm thinking of going with.
Well, anything that you can do to keep yourself more upright, I guess your posture more straight. That's one of the problems that people with back problems have, or like, you know, hip problems or stuff like that, is it hurts to stand up straight. So they hunch over.
That's what I'm doing.
But hunching over only makes it worse. You got to get through that first wall of standing up straight. The pain that it brings you, you have no choice but to push through that if you ever want to have any kind of stability. Because if you just go ahead and hunch over because it hurts too much to stand up straight, you're never going to get standing straight again. That's like you said, those old people in the mall that are walking around, their shoulders are up around their ears and their back is curved.
Yeah.
That's because they never stood up straight. Now, some people, I get it. You know, I get it. You get into a position where you can't. It's just physically impossible. But if you still can, you got to push through that pain long enough to where it doesn't hurt anymore. And you will be in less pain the more straight your posture is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, there you go. You got it now. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what I said. That's what I tried to do. I tried to stand up, and like when I went squirrel hunting, I mean, it was my back was absolutely killing me, but I kept on walking through it and got there. And using the shooting stick helped me stay standing upright. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So even when I sat down on a log, I took the stick and stuck it at an angle because he had, even though it was a piece of hickory, he found a piece that sort of like he had 3 different heights on it because he had twigs coming out the sides of it and stuff. So I had about 3 or 4 different positions I could put the rifle. So I sort of stuck it at an angle where I could do it and still stay upright sitting down, you know, to shoot, which I thought was pretty good. That's why I want the tripod one. That way I can adjust the legs and everything else when I'm out there. But yeah, I try to. That's why I said. That's why I try not to use my scooter that I have that the insurance paid so much money for. I try not to use it because
you could probably go to Walmart or Best Buy or maybe even Target or something like that and get one of their camera tripods, like a big stand-up camera tripod that you put like a home video recorder type of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, you'd have to modify it somewhat so your gun would balance on there, but it'll be a whole lot cheaper than going to a gun store and buying some type of exact same thing that's got a gun manufacturer's label on it and cost $50 more.
Oh, you're right. That's a good point. I never really thought about that.
You can check those out too, like the swagger sticks or whatever they call them that extend out, and so it adjusts the height as well.
Yeah.
I think Clover had one of the manufacturers or something on, I don't know, last year or something. And they seem pretty interesting. Nothing that I would use, but
yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. That was one of the questions about people with back issues. So that's, you know, that will make life. I mean, that made shooting a lot easier when I had that stick. And I said I walked through the pain. Now, Jason Stewart says shooting sticks makes me wobble more than freehand. Well, see, but see, it didn't. It was total opposite for me, Jason. I couldn't hold it up there without wobbling. I had to use the stick to steady it.
And that's the difference too. There are just a monoped or whatever they call it, just 1 foot, which is just like a walking stick.
Yeah.
And then they do have the ones that flip out or whatever.
Yeah. Snob's wife said never even heard of a shooting stick. Yeah. I mean, they have just one leg, like a cane, that has sort of like a V at the top where the rifle sits. You know.
They've been around forever.
Oh yeah. Or you can buy some that are tripod, have 3 legs. They're out there. You ought to try it if you have trouble shooting a rifle. Maybe that might work for you. You know? Yeah. Oh, Kingpin told her, well, she's from California. You got to be from the backwoods to know what these things are, shooting stick.
And you can also just rest it on your door frame in your truck.
Yes. You're right.
Well, that's something that I wanted to ask you about. I asked Sand Hills about it because where he lives at, he's allowed to shoot from inside his car as well, I think. Squib might be able to correct that if I was wrong on that. But have you ever actually taken a shot from inside your car before?
No, I personally haven't.
That'd be interesting to see what that's like.
Oh, well, I'll let you know because I'm allowed to do it only because I have the disabled permit. You can't do it like you who are 100% fit. You're not allowed to do it here in Indiana. But since I got a disabled permit, I'm allowed to. But I can't just pull up. I have to be off road to do it with my vehicle. I can't do it from the sort of like driving down the main road and all of a sudden I see something, I can't stop and shoot it. I have to sort of like be off road in my vehicle. So that's why I need my 4-wheel drive truck. So. Oh, Blind Shooter, you're in the chat. What happened? You having internet issues again? So he was in, but now we lost him. I guess he's having internet problems. I bet you SteamYard doesn't agree with him too much. So, oh well. How's GunTube coming along? Did you get in there?
It worked all last night. He actually streamed directly from GunTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
you can
great.
check. Yeah,
great.
It was.
When he started the show, he was on the GunTube servers. Then it failed, and then he took, what do you think? It was like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, Patriot, to work on it, and then he got it back up and going and streaming through the GunTube servers with the gun chamber, 100%. For the rest of the show, and it went really good. I think he's close. I think he's around $1,800 right now on the Indiegogo campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught the middle of the show to the end.
Okay, yeah. Well,
and it was clear as can be. I mean, sounded. I don't know how it. I'm sure it looked clear too, but
yeah, he tooled around for about maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. And let Travis run the show, and then a voice came on and said, "You are live," in a real pretty voice. And
I heard that.
For the rest of the show, it was through the GunTube server, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. All right, real quick, I want to go back to when I went squirrel shooting the other day. There were 22s, right? I said we didn't shoot any squirrels, but towards the end, we took a couple of pot shots at some trees, just to make sure the rifles were two-sided in, even though we didn't use them. But I was thinking about when I was sitting there waiting to shoot squirrels, I wasn't wearing any hearing protection. Those 22s ain't that loud anyway. Or do you think I should still wear hearing protection for the 22?
I never used it as kids, but that's
use it. Wear it. Yeah. Don't listen to anybody. If anybody else tells you any differently, don't hang out with them anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's
Yeah.
something you look back on and say, boy, I wish I would have wore hearing protection as a kid. But
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is I didn't have no. I mean, I shot my my handguns, my 45s and stuff, and forgot to put my head my ear protection on, and my ears would be ringing for hours. I could still hear, but I could add that ring in them. But I didn't get any of that from shooting those 22s. So
you also have to take in the reality into consideration. You're not 18. You know, the damage that's done to your ears through loud noise isn't going to repair itself like it did, or if at all, at your age now, my age now. You know what I mean? So just because you didn't go deaf when you were 21 and blasting off your cannon in the backyard all day doesn't mean that you won't go deaf this time. Or like you said, have ringing in your ear for 2 weeks.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, that's a good point. Even if I don't wear my big headset, I can get some sort of like, especially for the 22, even some just earplugs to put in my ears, just to dull it down, And I think I'm going to need them if I shoot from inside the cab of my truck.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, especially if you're out there hunting squirrel and stuff, the electronic muffs. I mean, not that the 22 is loud. It's just the fact that you can actually amplify what you're listening to, turn it up. I just, the ones I use are, in stereo instead of the ones that just pick up one side and pipe it to both ears in mono. So you can hear what direction something's coming, and you can hear all sorts of weird stuff out there.
Yeah, I use the same muffs at the range that I do when I hunt.
Yeah.
And in an enclosed blind, it really didn't do anything for or against. But setting out in the open in a tree stand, I could hear squirrels behind the tree moving around. It was that sensitive.
Yeah, plus, if you're out hunting with a friend and you're walking around, your friend can whisper to you, "Hey, there's one in the tree." If you've got, I prefer just the squishy earplugs. Go buy a box of 1,000 of them from Walmart for a couple bucks, or your local range has got them for 25 cents a piece or something like that. But if you got them squishy earplugs in, when your friend sees a squirrel, he's gonna say real loud, thinking nobody can hear me because I can't hear myself, "Hey, there's a squirrel." And then you're in the middle of the woods screaming while you're hunting.
Yeah.
So the electronic muffs definitely come in really handy, especially if you're got a friend with you.
Okay. Can you hear us, blind shooter?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank God. Is the camera on or off?
It's off now. It came in, it was on, but that was an ugly sight. It scared us all.
Well, I'm just trying to make all you sighted people go blind, so.
Good to have you. All right. What else is on here?
I was just going to mention that I use the electronic muffs in my outro of my videos or whatever, when I'm shooting outside at night.
Yeah.
That was really weird having electronic muffs turned up because you could hear all the bugs, and there was lots of bugs. It was in my dad's pasture. They've got kind of a gravel pit, and I tell you what, there was creepy crawlies everywhere with that thing. So
I didn't think that was you actually shooting on that part. I thought it was just something that you
paid the neighbor kid
off of YouTube, Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the earmuffs I normally wear are the ones you turn on and you turn the volume for you can it amplifies everything, but you shoot a gun and it's very silent. Yeah. Maybe I should take those hunting, and that way I can still hear the squirrels in the trees because they bark. So
that's what they advertise them. I mean, I'm sure they have that as part of the gimmicks or whatever to get you to buy them. Is that you can hear all the birds and all the things coming up behind you. The only thing I suggest is just make sure or check. I mean, it doesn't matter obviously if you can see, but the stereo helps out a lot because you can adjust each ear different, so that they're both equal or whatever, and then you can hear what direction. Because they have two microphones, one on each ear, instead of just a single microphone.
Yeah,
and they run the same price, pretty much, I think.
Oh yeah,
those walkers
Yeah.
pretty cheap.
yeah, you're right.
Howardly.
Oh, okay, we're gonna be moving on, but real quick, just to you see, I'm new to all this hunting stuff, because I mean, we know Snob Wife's a California girl, so she doesn't know this kind of stuff. But I'm a city boy, even though my father came from here. I grew up in the city and town, so this is all new to me. So you got to bear with me. But when we were going out there, besides, I mean, my cousin said, "Stand still, close your eyes," and he sprayed me with he sprayed my clothes with tick repellent and all this. And he goes, "No," he said, "Put your arms out." He said, "I'm going to spray them now." And he pulls out this spray bottle and he starts spraying me. And he goes, "This is the best stuff there is to keep the bugs off you." And just for you guys, for info, what it was Listerine. He said, and I tell you what, I didn't get bit once by any kind of bug when I was out there. But I had the healthiest arms and the widest arms you ever saw. But I didn't know the Listerine. Not the all the different flavored type of Listerine, just the plain old-fashioned plain Listerine. He used that as a repellent. I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought, damn, it goes back to what Kingpin was saying about going getting a tripod, sort of like a Walmart or somewhere like that, instead of buying one for actually from a gun store. Is Listerine is basically the same principle as all them other bug sprays, but it's half the price. Kingpin, Jason Stewart, shooting from your car here is called a drive-by.
Plus, the Listerine, not only will it keep the bugs off of you, it'll let you freshen your breath throughout the day.
Yeah, absolutely. What flavor, Yonder, Texas? It was, I don't know, the original.
Yeah, the yellow medicine
the yellow-looking one. Yeah, it was the yellow-looking one. So, whatever that was. So, he squirted that all over my open skin. I took my glasses off. He squirted it over my face and my arms and my neck.
I'm more of a scope man myself.
I didn't.
It goes along with hunting better.
Here in New York, we call that taking a poor man's shower.
Get those little green trees and hang them on you.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that little tip out there for any hunters that were out there who wanted to use something. Listerine works. So, God, I'm about ready to kill this cat of mine down here tonight. He keeps scratching my leg because he wants attention. He's being fed. He just wants attention. So, he's walking. Where'd he go? There he is. Go on. Get out of here. Sorry about that. Did I tell you guys? What's my next topic here on this thing? See, I'm not sure about all this stuff because it's beyond my knowledge of shooting rifles. But like with back issues or shooting with neck issues or whatever, is what he said here. The actual statement was shooting with neck and back issues with the rifles. Proper cheek rest and comb height, whatever that is. Taller scope rings for magnified optics. Changing to a red dot and taller red dot if having issues with eye relief and magnified optics. Adjustable rate comb and LOP stocks, and he put question marks. Now, I have no clue what he's talking about. Does anybody know?
I would just say yes.
What? What the hell?
I would just say yes. I would nod and agree.
What's the comb, Squib?
You can get ice cream in it. You can wreck traffic with it. Some aliens have them on their heads.
Yeah, it says proper cheek and comb height. Is that how you pronounce it? C-O-M-B? Comb?
That's
comb, like comb your hair, not cone, like ice cream cone?
No, C-O-M-B. It says proper cheek.
The comb is basically between like where you grab the rifle and the butt, like the top line, which is basically the cheek rest as well. But on a basic stock rifle, your comb is just going to be the wooden top, where that the stock is made out of. Where your
Okay.
or your cheek rest, you'll find more is like an attachment that you can raise up and down to fit, depending on how high your scope is sitting off your rails.
Ah, okay. Okay, I understand what you're talking about now. All right. That's what he's on about.
And so if you had a higher comb, you don't have to scrunch your neck over as much.
Well, that's where you would have the cheek rest. You'd have an attachment to the cheek rest.
Yeah,
you can adjust it up, so you could keep your head more level with the level of the scope, and still put your cheek on the stock of the gun.
Okay. All right. So that would be, I mean, okay.
That's so you can get the same position every time.
You might have to get taller rings for your scope to go on to be level with to look through with your eye and stuff. Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. His next question here was, this is be more, I don't know who else here reloads besides me and Squib.
That's it.
Okay. Well, talking about reloading with injuries or disabilities, your press setup. I mean, things to consider: height of press, layout of brass projectiles, powder, etc., less reaching and hunching over, etc. Standing or sitting, differences on reloaded. I sit when I reload, and you can't see it here, and I'm not going to turn the camera, but where you're sitting at, my actual press is sitting right here, and it's a Lee press, and it's sitting on a Lee stand, a three-legged tripod stand, and so I can sit here in my chair and pull the lever and do all my stuff. I just scoot my chair up closer. I have little trays here with my bullets in it, and one with all my brass in it. And normally, here on the table, because I'm sitting in the middle here on the table is where I'll put my scale to check the. I do everything sitting down when it comes to reloading. When I reload, now if I remember the videos from Squid, I think he's standing when he does it, or he's sitting on a tall bench, tall stool. I'm not sure. Squid, do you stand or sit when you're reloading?
I stand. Okay. Eventually, I'll get a stool for down there, and I'll try setting when I reload. I may have to put something. There's a company that has a mount to raise up any of your presses to so you don't have to rig something up on your workbench. You have to forgive forklift guy back there. He's a big fan. So really the height, if setting for prolonged periods bothers you, you have the option to stand. If standing for prolonged periods, you have the option to sit. You can adjust the height based on your bench, and not everybody. I mean, you can make a bench out of an old desk. You can make something up. You can cut the legs down. You could put something underneath the legs to raise them up. You can put an adapter on there to raise the press up. You could even maybe add 2x6s or 2x10s or something to it to raise it up a little bit. Or I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can rig up your setup for your press so it's the right height for what's going to work best for you. I know that some people that I used to work with would stand part of the day and set part of the day at their cubicle, and we had an adjustable desktop for them that would raise up, so when they're standing it was normal height, and then when they sat down they'd lower it, and it worked when they were in their chair. So I mean, you could probably get that from an office supply store and work out something like that for your reload setup.
Yeah. Actually, that's that desk raising up and down now is a big thing in office buildings now. You know, they find it's better for the worker to be able to stand up sometimes when he wants to work or sit down. But when it comes to reloading, because of my back, i.e., like I said, standing, trying to hold a rifle steady, just doesn't work for me. So it's easier for me to sit down and reload. You know, yeah, then sometimes I must admit, sitting for here at the here at the desk, you know, I have to get up and walk around every I mean, even when I'm watching TV, when I'm laying back in my recliner and my feet are up and stuff, I have to get up every hour and a half, 2 hours, just even if it's just to, you know, do a bathroom run or whatever, or just get up and get a drink. I have to get up and move around just for a few minutes. Then I can sit back down for a couple of more hours. It's just that, just have to move just a little bit, you know. So that's what I do with reloading. So I mean, this is the perfect height for me right here. So that's what I want. And I said, and I use this. My desk is actually is a folding table, one of those like folding picnic tables. That's what I use for my desk, and it's, I mean, it's good enough to put my scale and stuff on and keep his computer on and all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't hook up my my actual press to it because it ain't strong enough for that. That's why I use the tripod. So it all works out right. So yeah, Yonder Texas says if I did reload, I would have to use a bench that is about the same height as my desk. Yeah, because you can't stand for long periods. I totally understand. And as Squib was just saying, you can do that. You know, you can make a bench. You can make a bench that size, buy one that size, use an old desk as your bench. You know, it all whatever works for you, because the you can mount that press almost practically anywhere. Anything strong enough to hold it, and you're good to go. See, who started is a hot dog a sandwich in the chat? That's what I want to know. You know,
Somebody who with mental deficiencies.
You know, I did answer. It's a sandwich, but anyway.
It's like
you like mayonnaise, so what you say doesn't count.
Hey, speaking of which, I just had a really nice turkey sandwich with lots of mayonnaise on it. I feel much better now.
Yeah. Well, I after the show, as you know, I don't eat till after the show. I'm, you know, and of course it's the cheap thing. I'm throwing some burgers on the grill. You know?
No. A more correct way to say it is the show ends because you have to eat.
You know, gonna throw some.
Your
burgers
fans are out there screaming for more, and you're going, no, I gotta go eat.
Yeah. But as I said, some burgers on the grill. I got some buns. So, you know, put the buns on the grill to crisp them up. Slap some mayonnaise on there. Then the burger. Then a slice of. I got no lettuce, so I'm out of lettuce. So I'm just going to have to go with the burger. I mean, the burger, slice of onion, and a tomato, and ketchup.
Yeah. Ketchup?
Yeah.
No, mustard.
I got
no barbecue sauce
and mustard. There we go. I mean,
I'd like to add with the reloading thing, because I looked into it a little bit, and people had suggested using like the measuring cups. You know, like just a little, I don't know what they call them, the little scoops. You know, for measurement, since the scales and all that kind of stuff I wouldn't really use.
Okay.
You know, the pre-made ones, or you know, just using the brass that's cut down to use as a scoop for.
Lee Precision has scoops that come with most of their reload die sets. They also have a set of scoops that you can buy, and then as far as using them, I haven't tried them myself. I prefer weighing them out. Yeah. I don't know that you would fill to the same amount for every kind of powder. That would not really. And
the only thing I was looking at doing was like 38 special, just some, nothing that was, I'm not trying to be some reloading guy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I guess
But
I
that
mean
was-
with that, I would make sure that you read the instructions on it thoroughly, made sure you understand them thoroughly to make sure that whatever powder you're using with this scoop, you're not going to overcharge it
Yeah.
if you switch to another powder or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one thing you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, I've heard some bad things about using the scoops.
You know.
I'm not a reloader, but I hang out on YouTube with a lot of the reloading people, and a lot of them say that you got to be, like Squib was saying, you got to be real careful when you're using the scoops.
Yeah. Because
If you use 5 grains of powder in a 45 AARP round for one particular kind of powder, and then you switch to a different powder, you're trying out a different powder charge. If you use the same 5 grains, you might blow up not necessarily blow up the gun. You need a little bit more, but I mean, it could have bad. You could tear up your brass and not be able to reuse it. You could have issues.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely don't want less, because then you'll end up like my name, and that could be potentially dangerous. Not to mention cost you a lot of money. So yeah, with that, always double, triple check anything when you start getting into it with reloading. If you're not sure, ask questions, watch videos. There's lots of people out there that'll answer. With this, there's too much safety involved, but also don't be afraid to get into it, because they're either like, oh, I'm going to blow myself up. No, you're not. Dude, people have been doing this since the 19th century. It's, you just have to use some safety and some common sense.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I used the scoop when I first started, and I mainly use what the hell's the name of the stuff now? Oh shit! But I can't even name it.
For 45.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's lots of different powder. You could use Unique. You could use Bullseye. You could use
Bullseye.
BE86.
Bullseye is what I use, and the scoop was the right measurement for that, right? Because I read the book and it's the right measurement. But when I first started reloading, I weighed, even though I used the scoop, I still weighed every goddamn one to make sure it was right, because I was nervous. But after a while, you learn you get over that. And now, I mean, even though now that I got the turret press there, I still check maybe every 15th round I make. I'll check it to make sure, the measurement's coming out right and everything's sitting still right. Overall length is correct and all that stuff, just to be on the safe side. Jason Stewart says a $29.99 table saw stand and a board makes a small reloading base.
Yep, that's a really good way to do it.
Yeah, that is. So, see, there's cheap ways of doing it to get started. I think you need to get started. I think you need to get into it, Patriot. Do 38 specials. I plan on doing 38 specials, but I think I'll get into. I think I'll get into doing 380 first. Somebody said 380s are hard to reload. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so either. But I'm going to do it. And also what I'm going to do is get with what I like about this turret press, the whole thing where I got the 4 dies. You don't need the 4th die. The 4th die basically is a crimping die. Normally for pistol rounds, you don't really need to crimp them, so I've been told, but I go ahead and do it anyway. And the crimp on it is so light you can barely see it. But what I'm saying is that the whole ring that the 4 sit in, you just twist it, the whole thing lifts out, and I've got another one, so I'm going to stick the other ones right in there and click that in on the 380s. And that's what I plan on doing for when I get the 38 specials. I'm going to get all this stuff. And I think it was you that showed them to me, Squib. The plastic containers that you can stick the whole thing inside when you're moving it, when you're taking one out and adding another one. So I can't think of the name of them now, but I think it was you.
The reloading trays? Yeah.
No, well, not a tray. It's a round cylinder that the top of the when I lift the whole thing out, all the dies in one piece because it will come out. I just twist the bottom of it. The whole thing will lift out. Then there's this round thing that Lee does that it just rests in top of this like round red tube.
You're talking about changing out the head on the turret press.
Yeah.
Somebody else showed that to you. Yeah, that wasn't me. I mean, I know about it. I've considered doing it with the Lyman, but yeah, that would make it easier because once you've got all your dies dialed in, if you've got them locked down, that setting doesn't change. It's not a bad idea to check them every so often, but yeah, if you can just take the whole head off in one piece, and then you put a new head on there, and then you thread in the dies and get them all set to the right height for your next caliber, and then lock those down, and then you just swap them out. Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh, Jason Stewart asked a question. Like on the 380, does it have a smaller margin of error with powder than say like doing the 45 cartridge?
I mean, with 45, you've got a lot of air in that case. You don't put very much powder in there. You can't even see it down in there because of the shadow.
I know.
Cast. You can't. You got to kind of shine a light down there and go, did I put powder in there or not? That's how little is in there. So if the 380 is like that, then I could see an issue where you could possibly not charge the case and go ahead and seat a bullet, and then you fire it off with just a primer and you get a squib load. So from that standpoint, yeah, I guess. But I don't know if the 380 only uses a small charge of powder or not. I haven't reloaded it yet.
No, I haven't either. I got to look it all up. But you're right. That's another thing when you're doing it, Patriot. In your case, you're going to have to make sure you get that measurement right because, like that 38 special case is large, and it's only going to take a minute amount of powder in the bottom of it. You're going to have, I would say 3/4 of that case is going to be empty, just there. So
yeah,
you'll get it. Do it. Just do it. All right.
So I got a question about the reloading.
Yeah, go
on. How come when you do the reloads, a lot of people say that you can't reload 22 LR.
Well, that's because it's rimfire, not centerfire. I suppose you could. I don't know how you. A lot of people don't bother, but can you reload it, Squib? I guess it's how would you put powder in the rim? Oh, we lost Squib. Maybe if he comes back, we'll ask him. But while we're waiting for him, for you guys who weren't here I was on Saturday, was the question for the last question on the Mad Max question. Night Strike won it, and he said donate it to this week's prize. Well, I had made this week's prize super duper large, so now you've got a double pack. I think there's 6 patches in here now. Stickers galore, all kinds of goodies. It's a super duper pack. Oh, I got to get some more I got to do some more begging. I'm running out of patches. I need some more freebies from people. For my giveaways. If anybody's got any stickers or patches they want to give me, send them my way. I'll use them as prizes. So, anyway, the question was, you ready for this? I've had I'm trying to think. Let me have a look, see if I can count them. Did he answer me? Yes, he did. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I've had 5 entries already, which surprised the shit out of me because everybody said what a difficult question it was. So, but anyway, the question is in the TV show Yellowstone, in the pilot episode of season 1 pilot episode, you see Kevin Costner playing the character John Dutton. There's a there's a vehicle crash with his truck and horse trailer, and you see him coming up to a horse, and he has to put the horse down because he's injured. What I want to know is the make and model of gun he used. You can throw in the caliber there too if you want. So, and you've got until the 7th of September to get that to me. So,
Can you see the inside chat?
I can now. I just noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So that is for, you got some quiz you're doing now, huh?
Sure.
All right. So this is an instant quiz?
I think so.
What's it for?
Oh, geez, I'll probably throw something together. Probably one of my sought after patches and a sticker combo.
Okay. Oh, so this is we got to look in the chat for the answer. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I can't.
Okay.
I guess I could, but
let me see if there's anybody on gun channels. Nope. All right. The question for everybody in the chat. You ready for this? Oh, let me let Squib back in. All right. All right. The question for the quick quiz in the chat. This is from Patriot in the Dark. What was the rifle I posted last on Instagram? Is that what that is? And
yes.
Gun channels. Make, model, and caliber. So there you go. People in the chat. We don't have a big crowd today, so it might take a while.
Okay.
You know? Okay. Now, Squib, what was asked by Blind Shooter, can you reload 22s?
Yes, but you need special equipment, and it's absolutely pointless.
Okay. All right. I suppose, I mean, like the Gun Snob says, they sell like a prep and survival kit thing to reload 22 long rifle, but I've heard they don't work very well. I suppose it's sort of like if you needed one for prepping, you could use that.
Go to a channel called Deuce and Guns. You have to forgive the work noise from work. If you go to a channel called Deuce and Guns, he has a video where he shows how to reload 22 long rifle. It's really not practical.
So there you go, Blind Shooter. Not practical.
Good to know.
You know? And mind your 22s are quite reasonably priced now anyway, aren't they? Well, they are here anyway. I don't know what they are like in New York City. You know?
How much are they by you?
Is there gun stores in New York City?
Yes, there is. I'm a frequent flyer.
Is there? I mean, how many are there? There are a lot of them, or only one, or what? There's guns.
Right now, there's 3.
There's 3. Huh.
Yep.
All right. And you're a freaking flyer down there, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nobody's answered your question yet, Patriot. So I will ask it again because we've had a couple of people come in because I asked it. What was the rifle? This is from Patriot in the Dark. What was the rifle he posted last on Instagram and gun channels? Make, model, and caliber. So, there we go. So, all right, moving on. We're almost out of time. You realize that the next generation's on next with I think the young gentleman, or I think it's a young gentleman, because I heard him talking about it earlier today. Was it today or yesterday? That guy he has on today is a young kid that does 3-gun. I think that's who it is today. So that'll be interesting. And of course, at 9 o'clock, you got Never Enough Ammo. At 9, then I think later on tonight you have Rants and Raves. Then after that, I believe, does he still do his the Daily Gun Show? That's still going on. Normally I'm fast in bed by the time that rolls around. Nope, nobody's answered your quiz yet. I'm afraid, Patriot. You might have to save that until Saturday.
Bloke's 2 cents comes up live next also.
Okay, there you go.
That's it.
And
I forgot about him.
there hasn't been a Daily Gun Show in a little bit. So
Okay.
no need. Currently there is not a Daily Gun Show.
Oh, we got a winner. Raphael says Winchester Crazy Horse 3855 lever action.
That is it.
That,
Congratulations.
Raphael's damn good at winning prizes.
Yeah, I got his info.
Yeah, okay. So you'll be sending his prize down to sunny Florida. Unless he's moved. That's where last I knew he was at. I think I sent him a prize a little while ago, as far as I remember. So, all right.
I think. If I don't have it,
I've got it if you don't have it. I got it if you don't have it. So.
Just email me.
Yeah. Will do. Okay. Anybody got any last minute things they want to bring up? Topics? Oh, Kingpin. I forgot your announcements on your service announcement on those rallies.
Yeah, we've got anybody who lives in Ohio or the joining Ohio area. On the 7th, there is a rally at I'm pretty sure it's the Ohio State House, but if you check with probably Jason Stewart in the chat would know, but Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, he's going to have details on that. He'll actually be one of the speakers at the rally. So if you can support that in any way, do that. Then Patriot in Michigan, there's another 2A rally on the 10th of September. Same thing. If you live in the Michigan area or if you live close by and you can make it there or support it in any way, promote it somehow, that would be great. And then Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is having 2 days worth of rallies. And I apologize, you'll have to check with Black Cat Outdoors or maybe even Midnight Range TM on the Pennsylvania rallies. It's either the 24th and the 25th. Hold up. Let me look right now.
It's that Tuesday and Thursday of that week.
Yeah, there's also the second Columbus rally as well.
On the 14th.
14th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, 7th and 14th in Columbus, and the 10th in Lansing. And I don't know about Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is 24 and 25 because 24 is Tuesday, 25 is Wednesday.
And the Tuesday one is the morning one, and the Wednesday one is the afternoon one, correct?
I'm pretty sure that's correct. Tuesday morning, the way Black Hat has been talking is Tuesday morning is kind of the more important one because that's when people are going to be inside, like the State House or the Assembly Hall or whatever, actually being able to be a part of the stuff, and there's limited amount of seats. So if you can get there early, do that, because if you're not there early, Moms Demand Action will be there early. And if they fill up the house with 100 people instead of us, guess whose voice is going to be heard?
Mm-hmm.
And once again, if you live close by, I'm going to attempt. It doesn't look like it's going to happen for me, but I'm going to attempt to get to both the Ohio and the Pittsburgh or the Pennsylvania one. Having a lot of automobile trouble right now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive that far safely. But definitely, tell people about it and, ask questions and tell more people about it.
All right. And Jason Stewart says no bloke show tonight. And he also says Ohio State House, downtown Columbus, the 7th and 14th.
For anybody who's never been down there before, there's parking right underneath the State House, but I would recommend parking at one of the structures further away and just walking to it because it's easier in, easier out. The choice is really yours. You follow your Google Maps and it'll take you there. It's not that expensive to park. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't that expensive to park last time. And there is nothing wrong with walking from the parking structure to the State House and back with a long gun slung over your shoulder. Don't carry it at the low ready. Don't have it in your hands ready to go. Whatever, just sling it. If you want to bring a case, bring a fold-up case like a gun sock or something like that. But open carry is legal even in downtown Columbus, and they know the rallies are going to be on those days. They're expecting people to be walking to and from their parking structures. It's not really a big deal. And if you don't want to open carry, or you want to conceal carry, or you only want to open to carry a handgun, that's fine too. Just show some respect and be a little bit tasteful. Don't play into the image that the people have painted of us on the news and other places, that we're crazy and we're like the idiot that went to Walmart with the AK at the low ready with body armor filming himself. We're not that. And we don't need to present ourselves like that. Now, that's not to say you couldn't wear body armor to one of these rallies. Some people do. I've seen it. At first, it's kind of like, whoa. And then after a while, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cool. So with Lansing, the parking is all around the Capitol building. You can find parking decks. There's a small parking lot right across from there that's not really that expensive. So that one's fairly easy to get to as well. Just follow your Google Maps. Just pick out a parking structure on Google Maps ahead of time, and it's real easy. It's a short walk. The state police are right there across the street from the Michigan Capitol, and they're there to support us. They're not there to do anything. They're there for our protection. Same thing with the Ohio State Police in Columbus.
All right.
And I'd like to just throw in that next Wednesday they're doing all those votes and stuff. So if you are bored and you can't get there, at least go to FPC and GOA and do all those calls and all that stuff. You can call the switchboard. It's easy, and tell them to stop. I won't go any further because I don't want to bug Squib, because I've been awful nicest, chat.
You have been, actually. You have been.
It's just because I can hear you guys aren't breaking up. I don't know what I'm doing. I can hear you guys. So.
Oh, well, okay. So, what? That's right. What? I shouldn't be doing this. I'm sending you an email as I'm talking. I'm trying to do two. I'm trying to walk and chew gum at the same time here.
While you're doing that, we'll talk about Night Strike's Indiegogo campaign. So that's still going. Everybody go check that out if you have a chance. Throw down $1, or maybe tell your friends about it. Maybe they can throw down $1.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
So let's get that up and running. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like StreamYard here, but it would be nice to have something that we can go back to. If you want to have a big crowd in here, you can have one, and all that kind of goes. And it also, what would save it, like when somebody loses connection and stuff and they come back in, I've got to make sure I keep my eye on it down the bottom here, where I can click on it to let them back in the room. I'm assuming with GunTube, it's almost the same as Hangouts. You just come in and out as you please, as long as you got the link, Oh, Gun Websites has joined us in the chat there, along with Sean Ponnery. Show's not over, guys, but I appreciate you guys showing up.
One of the things about the gun chamber that is a little bit more unique is you can add a password. So that way, right, like with Hangouts, if I grab the link from somewhere, I can hop in and you've got to deal with me inside your show. And then like StreamYard, like you said, you've got to let people in and move people out. But with the GunTube chamber, you can set a password. So when I send an email to you, Rick, it'll say, green bean casserole. Yeah, green bean casserole is the password. And you got to type that in. That way, only the people with the password can get in. Now, I think you don't have to use that option, as far as I understand, but it is an option.
Okay. All right. You got any plugs or anything, Patriot?
There's only a couple more days on that Indiegogo for GunTube, so make sure you do that. And
What about your
I
thing for the gun box?
yeah, I got to do that by what I say, Friday or Saturday. Saturday's the last day of the month, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe it is.
yeah, it'll probably be your Saturday show, or I might just I got to count them up because I don't know who's
I don't have
actually.
a show this Saturday.
Oh well, maybe I'll just have to do it myself.
Yeah, you might have to.
I've actually dove into the live market. Well, semi-live.
I saw you do. I've seen you done a couple. I haven't made any yet, but I've seen you do a couple.
What is kind of funny about that? I'll make it short. I did those live streams, and you go through your YouTube, the YT Studio, and it'll tell you, the search words that brought more people to your stuff. And I have alien investigations or extraterrestrials are coming to my finding my videos for some reason. So
yeah, that's because you're a patriot in the dark.
Well, my first one was testing on aliens, but
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm just finishing up the box, doing that kind of stuff, and then I do have the rifle scope bore sight kit. If anybody still wants to win that, just check out the video.
Yeah,
and I do
Brian
appreciate.
wants to know if he can sue StreamYard for discriminating by kicking him off. You can try. Gun websites. He's collecting. I am collecting thumbs. So Patriot has extras if the worst happens. I think he's talking about you using power saws.
Oh, not a problem. I'm pretty well straight. That's actually the next hack video or whatever that I'm putting out is cutting using the power saws. So
there you go.
I've been kind of saving that one. So
that's good. And the person that brought that topic up earlier today, and I told you where I defended you. He's joined the chat right now. So make sure you watch that video. How he cuts with saws. So, see, you heard him. He said he's going to be putting it out soon. So, Webb, you got any shout outs or plugs?
Yeah, I'd like to plug mustard and mayonnaise and hot dog sandwiches out there everywhere.
Good for you. That's right. Oh, talking about it last week, if you remember, I said I was having toasted cheese. I did try one with mayonnaise. It does crisp it up. The bread, when you put it on the outside and put that in the hot pan, man, that bread was crispy. I haven't tried it your way yet, Patriot, but I'm thinking about doing that next time I have some.
All right, just don't let it out because it was a secret passed on to me.
I know it was. That's why I almost did, but I thought I better not just in case.
Yep.
All right, guys. I want to say thank you for the few people that were here. I don't know if you got anything out of it. I enjoyed it. But I will be back next Wednesday for another Shooting with Disabilities. There's not a show this Saturday on the 31st. My next Saturday show is on the 7th of September. Then from then on, there will be one every Saturday at 3 p.m. again. From then on. Because as far as I'm concerned, after Labor Day, summer's over. So, there might be the odd Saturday why I have to take off, but I plan on going back to my old schedule of every Saturday at 3 p.m., because that's just the way I am. That's the way I roll. Okay, so I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. I said, Clover Tech's on now with his youth shooting thing. And then at 9 o'clock, you've got Never Enough Ammo. Then somewhere in between, you got Rants and Raves. And normally we have a Bloke's 2 cents, but I believe he's not having a show tonight. So I want to say thank you all for being here, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Good night, all.
Never Fear the Dark. Laverne and Shirley.
Mayonnaise sucks.